Research shows that the most effective leaders share the common trait of self-awareness. These people recognise their own strengths and limitations and know the actions they can take to improve in these areas. Those who understand their natural behavioural preferences are far more likely to pursue the right opportunities in the right way, at the right time, and get the results they desire. The DISC, the DISC model, provides a common language that people can use to better understand themselves and to adapt their behaviours with others. DISC is a behaviour assessment tool based on the DISC theory of psychologist William Moulton Marston, which centres on 4 different personality traits: dominance, influence, stability, and compliance. This personal assessment tool is used to improve work productivity, teamwork, and communication. DISC is non-judgmental and helps people discuss their behavioural differences. The DISC questionnaire consists of a series of questions that produce a detailed report about your personality and behaviour. DISC assessments differ in method and purpose from instruments used in clinical settings to determine the emotional health of individuals. DISC is used to help people understand themselves and others in the range of normal human behaviour. Most personal psychologists believe that traits and situations are interactive. This is one reason why DISC can be so helpful. You can learn to adapt your responses depending on the DISC style of the person you're speaking with or the situation. So as a manager, you might choose not to use the behaviour you're most comfortable with, but instead use one you know will be more effective with your entire team or a particular individual. Let's look at the 4 individual styles in the DISC tool. D is for dominance. Dominant people are confident. They place emphasis on accomplishing results and want to know what is the bottom line. Dominant people have the ability to see the big picture. They can often be blunt, like getting to the point, and they more readily accept challenges compared to others. This person is motivated by winning, by competition and success. They can be direct, demanding, forceful, strong-willed, driven, and determined. D people may be limited by lack of concern for others, impatience, and open scepticism. I is for influence. People in this category place emphasis on relationships and influencing or persuading others. I's are the people. They are usually optimistic, like to collaborate, dislike being ignored, and they tend to show enthusiasm. I people are motivated by social recognition, group activities, and relationships. They may be limited by being impulsive and disorganised and having a lack of follow-through. Their greatest fear is social rejection. S is for steadiness. S people place emphasis on cooperation, sincerity, and dependability. They usually display humility, a calm manner and approach, don't like to be rushed, and are supportive of others in their actions. S people are driven by the need to feel comfortable and are the best listeners of all the 4 behavioural styles. They may be limited by becoming too willing under pressure. They will rarely make a decision on the spot, and their greatest fear is loss of stability. The last of the 4 style types is C for compliance. Compliant people place emphasis on quality and compliance, accuracy, expertise, and competency. They enjoy independence, have objective reasoning skills, want all the details, need to see the proof before making decisions or changes, and are most comfortable when they are following the rules. C people are driven by standards and high quality, and the logical organisation of information, and the need to be right. They may be limited by becoming overcritical when under pressure and getting bogged down in details. Their biggest fear is being wrong and having their work criticised. This is a brief overview of the 4 DISC styles. You will find further information on the DISC styles and their corresponding behaviours, strengths, limitations and motivations online in the DISC profile summary document and the corresponding PowerPoint slides, as well as information on the best way to communicate with and motivate each of the style types. You will find that there is common ground between the various DISC types. D and I people are extroverts, outgoing and optimistic, whereas S and C people are introverts, reserved, realistic and withdrawn. D and C types are both more task-oriented, whereas I and S types are people-oriented. Just as the DISC profile tool assists us to determine our natural and most dominant behavioural traits and our strengths and limitations in these areas, it also profiles our behaviours that fall into the other DISC styles that may be generally less dominant. The idea behind this is that we all have our dominant and most natural personality traits and behaviours. We can also learn other behaviours and communication styles that are not our most natural and demonstrate those that suit the situation and the person with whom we are interacting. In summary, DISC provides us with a detailed insight into the personality and resulting behaviours of ourselves and of others, and provides information on how to make changes in our own behaviour to achieve the results we desire for ourselves and our work teams.